Hey guys, in this part we will be working on the get transaction data SAML. So go ahead and look for the get transaction data SAML. So that should be inside the framework folder. Go ahead, expand that, and then activate or open the get transaction data.saml. So the first thing that we need to do in here is add an in argument that will hold all the work items. So go to your argument panel and then click create argument, and let's name this argument in work items. Again, this should be in a in direction, and the argument type of this argument should be an array of data row. So this one. So again, array of t, then select data row and hit OK. So the next thing that we need to check is the condition that we have in here. So here we need to update this to IN transaction number. It should be less than or equal the IN work items that count. Okay. So if the condition is true, we need to have a sign activity in here, but we'll have it updated to it should be out transaction item, and this should be okay. Let's expand the this text field. This should be IN work items and IN transaction number. IN transaction number. Is there an argument like that? Yes. Okay. So and then if it not meet the condition, we also need to have an assigned activity in here. So just copy that and paste that in here. So the out transaction item should be equals to nothing. And then the next assigned activity should be for the transaction ID. Wait, let me just modify this to avoid confusion. So update this value to out transaction ID, and this should be equals to it should be not string that empty. Again, let's expand this text field. It should be out transaction item and WIID that to string. Remember earlier that on our init workflow, there is a variable in there named WI which filter the data from the extracted data table from the work item. So in there, that's all WI5. And here, we are reading the columns in that table. So one of the column in there is the WIID. And we are assigning all the value of this column to the variable out transaction ID. Well, I just want to share with you. So it's also okay, or it should be. Um, well, my advice is that don't just follow what I am doing. Try to also analyze and understand what's really happening on this framework, how we connect all the data, all the variables, and all the arguments. Anyways, let's continue with this. So after you do that, we don't need this third assign activity. So just delete that. And well, let's save this workflow. And let's go back to the main workflow. and then locate the go to get transaction data, double click that, and then in here in the import argument, make sure to click that, and here we need to now we can you can see in here the argument, the in argument that we created for get transaction data. So we need to assign a value in here. This should be equal again to the WI list. And as you can see in here, WI list is accessible in this workflow because we updated the scope of this variable to general business process. So that is why we did that earlier. So after you do that, just hit this okay. And next thing that we need to do in here is that the transaction number should be incrementing. So it should be keeps on adding uh, one every time it processes data. So we need to have an assign activity after this sequence. So go to your activity, drag the assign in there, and let's just say transaction number should be equals to, let's expand this, transaction number plus 1, just to increment the transaction number value. Okay, well actually we can now test this, but I think there's one thing that we need to fix. Go to your get transaction data SAML. If you don't have that open, go to your project and just double click this. So we need to update the condition. It should be less than only. Just remove the equal sign in there and hit the save button to save that workflow. Well, in this part, we can actually test this. If the loop is working correctly, conditions are working correctly. So let me close that one. Let's go back to main, minimize that, and well, in this case, let's use debug file so we can see if it's processing any data on the output panel. So go ahead and click that. Later, we'll focus on the output panel to see if everything was good and if we don't have any kind of error. So it's on the login now. Oh, I forgot to reset. I think I forgot to reset the data. That's why there are items in here with a completed status. So later we'll have that reset. That's the extract data table sequence right now. And that is what the init sequence does. I don't know what's happening now. Let me just activate the studio to check. Okay, we have an error on the System1 Login. The given key was not present in the dictionary. So what happened? Okay, I don't know what happened, but I think I accidentally closed my studio. So let me go back to, I think that's on the init sequence. So let's go ahead and check that. It says that There is a value not present to dictionary. But where is that? Okay, let's try to run it again. I don't know where the error is, but wait, it's one last check. System1 URL, System1 credential. Let me verify that from the config file. Oh no, sorry. Oops. Go back again. Data. System1 credential and System1 URL. It should be good. Where are the other? Okay, let me just check in here. Let me try to run it again via debug. Oh, what is that? What happened? Is there something running? Okay, I don't know what happened. It says that there's a foreground. Okay, I don't know what happened. Let me go to the orchestrator. Maybe there's something running, but I don't see anything running actually. Maybe this. Oh, this one. That is why. Okay, how to stop that. Yeah, this one we need to stop this. Okay, I had an error. I don't know what happened. So let's try again and run this. And again, it's a good thing that we are continuously testing every part that we created to ensure that we're not dealing with a bigger trouble after we complete the project and we were not able to run or test at least all the sequences that we are doing or we're working. So it's a good practice that every time you create a sequence, and if you can test that sequence, test that, so you can easily check what are the errors that you have. Okay, I don't see any error. The process, oh, it's still working. I did not notice. It should be on the opening application now. The init should be good. Oh yeah, I think I know where is it right now on the process. Yeah, let's check the process workflow. Oh, there's nothing here. Oh, what was the error earlier? Okay, by the way, I think we're good. We have created the get transaction data somehow correctly. So, well, before we end this one, let me just run this sequence. Well, as you can see on my demonstration earlier, after I ran the bot, you've seen that there are items that are already completed because I forget to reset the data. So make sure to reset the data before you started. So to do that, just go to user options and then just click reset test data. Hit that button, and when we go back to the home work items, you can see that all the items should be open now, especially the calculate line security hash. So it's a different set of data now. Well, it's a good thing that UiPath have that kind of example. So again, that's all for the get transaction data. I hope that you were able to follow all the steps correctly. And if not, just go back and check again the video. So we'll see you again on the next one. Bye for now.